Here's a three. Lets it go. No! Frazier with a rebound. Front court. Penn State wins it.
While Penn State gets set to square off with Wisconsin on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern in the Big Ten tournament, we visit with two individuals who played a major role in a previous conference tournament matchup with the Badgers. Mitch Gerber alongside Taylor Battle and Nick Colella. Gentlemen, flashback to 2011. Here's the scene. Nick's hair's flowing through the wind. Taylor's jacked as ever. Nick, what do you recall about the 24 hours leading up to tip-off?
Back then, I was wearing a lot more gel in my hair. Now, leading up to that, I just remember the momentum building up. I think that was our second or third. It was our second game. After Indiana, we kind of got the butterflies out of our system, got used to the gym. And I think just the atmosphere in that hotel, I know Bubby remembers that a lot, just coming and going. The Nittany Lion faithful were out. They were getting us going before every game. And I think leading up to that, we could feel a little bit of momentum.
We just had a little bit of momentum. We just had put together a couple wins, and I thought we were just playing great basketball. And I just remember, prior to that game, it was big news that, if we win this one, we're probably in. So there was a lot of pressure. Like, even though they were the 3 seed, we had our own pressure, which was to try to win and get ourselves in. But we were just positive, man. We were just, like I said, had things rolling, had a ton of confidence. And we started the game that way. I think we jumped out 16-2, and then we just didn't score much more after that. But started great.
This one single game may get them to where they've always dreamed of going, which is an invitation to March Madness.
Nick, the outcome of that game was 36-33. How?
I remember being on the bench, and I'm looking. I'm like, all right, we're up 16-2. We're good. Like, I'm like, just, the way Wisconsin plays, just hold the ball. Like, we're good. They're not a high-scoring team. And then they quickly responded with a 13-2 run, and then we were up, I think, 6 at halftime.
Why was it so challenging to score in that game?
Oh, they put lids on the rims.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, we were on fire, and then I'm like, we're getting stops, but then they slowly the one thing I do remember is when Wisconsin, finally hit a 3, it was, the loudest cheer.
Yeah.
Here, everybody was literally relieved, it was going bonkers. So, every made shot after the second half, or after the first half, everybody, it was just the loudest cheer.
To Frazier, battle for 3, good, he sets the record!
I'd have to imagine one of the biggest cheers of the night was with 2:42 left on the clock when Taylor hit a fadeaway 3. Taylor, how did that play develop?
We just ran I don't even know what we called it at the time, but we'd say in basketball terms, just like a floppy set where I was kind of just running off some screens. I actually finally got a little, space, and I just kind of rose and I shot it. I hadn't made a shot really the entire game, but that 3, I think it put us up 4 with 2:20 to go, but it just felt it felt like a 10-point shot, legitimately. It felt that big just because no one was scoring the basketball, and it put us up 4 with 2 to go. So I just was, ran out the screen, coach called a play, and I hadn't really made a shot, but the guys and the coach staff trusted in me, and I just rose up and I knocked it down with confidence, man. And then we made a couple plays to win and finish it out.
36-33, the final score of that game as Penn State advanced to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament for the first time since 2001. You both find yourself in the basketball staff now. What advice will you give your players who find themselves in a very similar position before they take the court tonight?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually have it right here. I'm looking at it. But we try to tell our guys, just focus on, it's one game at a time. It's a new season, one moment at a time, one possession at a time. And that's really all we're doing. And now looking back, 10 years, we were actually roommates on the road and roommates during that game. And every time we got back to the room, we could feel the momentum building. And we're just one game at a time, one day at a time. We take care of our next task. We take care of our next one. And you can feel it. You'll feel it. The guys will feel it. And that's all we can say right now. Be present. Take one moment at a time.
I mean, my message would just be, tomorrow legit, isn't promised, as far as this group of guys being together. So just lay it all on the line, play for each other, play hard. Most importantly, have fun, man. It's a great opportunity. Just go out, give everything your all, one day at a time. One game at a time, one possession at a time. And I think if we do that, we'll put ourselves in a good position, to hopefully move on and play tomorrow.
You didn't think I was actually going to let you slide through this interview without asking you, who the messier roommate was, did you?
Me.
Easily him. 100% him.
Without a doubt, is me.
And Mitch, there's one thing that I won't argue with him because I've gotten yelled at before, but the guy has to sleep with the TV on. I've never heard of it before, but the whole tournament I had to sleep with the TV on. I didn't get an ounce of sleep.
It was worth it, though, man. It was worth it.
It's definitely worth it.